What if the reason you cannot find peace is not because life is difficult, but because your mind never stops talking? From the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep, there is a voice inside your head constantly judging, comparing, worrying, remembering, and predicting. Most people spend their entire lives listening to this voice without ever questioning it. They assume that every thought deserves attention and every fear deserves belief. Yet the Stoics understood something extraordinary. They understood that the mind can become a prison when it is left undisciplined. Take a moment and think about your day. How many thoughts entered your mind this morning? Hundreds, perhaps thousands. Most of them appeared automatically. You did not choose them. They simply arrived. Some were positive, some were negative, some reminded you of the past. Others pulled you into the future. Yet despite their constant movement, very few of these thoughts had any real value. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that the quality of life depends upon the quality of thought. But he also understood that not every thought deserves a place in your mind. Imagine allowing every stranger who walks down the street to enter your home and rearrange your furniture. You would never do that. Yet many people allow every random fear, doubt, and anxiety to enter their minds and take control of their emotions. The result is exhaustion. Not physical exhaustion, but mental exhaustion. A tiredness that sleep cannot fix. A heaviness that follows you everywhere. You carry it into your relationships. You carry it into your work. You carry it into moments that should have been peaceful. The burden grows heavier because the mind never rests. The Stoics believe that suffering often comes from resistance. We resist reality, we resist uncertainty, we resist change. We resist the possibility that things may not go according to our plans. And because we resist, we suffer. Think about how often you replay old memories. Perhaps someone hurt you years ago. Perhaps a mistake still haunts you. Perhaps a lost opportunity continues to occupy space in your thoughts. The event ended long ago, but the suffering remains because the mind continues to relive it. The Stoics would ask a simple question. If the event is over, why are you allowing it to continue? Controlling your present moment, the past cannot be changed. No amount of thinking can rewrite a single second of yesterday, yet countless people sacrifice today while trying to mentally repair yesterday. They sit in rooms that are safe, while reliving moments that are gone. They experience pain again and again because the mind refuses to release what reality has already finished. The future creates a similar trap. The mind loves uncertainty because uncertainty gives it endless material for fear. What if things go wrong? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I lose something important? What if life becomes harder? These questions appear innocent at first, but over time they become chains. The Stoics recognize that the future is largely beyond our control. They understood that worrying about tomorrow does not improve tomorrow. It only steals energy from today. The future will arrive. Whether you fear it or not, therefore, the wise person focuses attention on what can actually be controlled. In the present moment, this is not passivity. It is not laziness. It is not indifference. It is wisdom. It is the recognition that your power exists here and now, not in imaginary futures and not in forgotten pasts. Many people search for peace in external things. They believe peace will arrive when they earn more money, find the perfect relationship, receive more respect, or achieve greater success. Yet history is filled with wealthy people who remain anxious, successful people who remain insecure, and admired people who remain unhappy. External achievements cannot silence an undisciplined mind. The Stoics knew that inner peace is an internal skill. It is cultivated through practice. It grows when you stop reacting to every thought. It grows when you learn to observe your emotions without immediately obeying them. It grows when you understand that thoughts are visitors, not rulers. Imagine sitting beside a river. Leaves float across the surface of the water. Some move quickly. Others move slowly. You watch them appear and disappear. Thoughts are much the same. They arise, they remain for a moment, and they pass away. The problem begins when you jump into the river and try to grab every leaf. This is what overthinking feels like. Instead of observing thoughts, you chase them. And the more you chase them, the more exhausted you become. The Stoic path invites you to do something different. Instead of fighting every thought, observe it. Instead of believing every fear, question it. Instead of reacting to every emotion, understand it. This small shift changes everything because it returns control to you. For perhaps the first time, you begin to realize that peace was never missing. It was hidden beneath noise, beneath endless mental activity, beneath years of unnecessary struggle. And as that noise slowly fades, something remarkable emerges. Clarity, strength, presence, freedom. There is a reason why silence feels uncomfortable to so many people. The moment the world becomes quiet, the mind begins to speak. It reminds you of unfinished goals, unresolved conflicts, embarrassing moments and uncertain futures. For many people, silence is not peaceful. It is frightening, not because silence itself is dangerous, but because silence reveals the condition of the mind. The Stoics understood that a restless mind creates a restless life. It does not matter where you live, how much money you have, or how many people admire you. If your thoughts are constantly pulling you in different directions, peace will always remain just out of reach. Consider how often people postpone happiness. They tell themselves they will finally relax when they reach a certain goal. They will feel secure when they earn a certain amount of money. They will feel complete when they meet the right person. They will feel worthy when they receive recognition from others. Yet when one goal is achieved, another immediately appears. The finish line keeps moving. This is the trap of the wandering mind. It convinces you that fulfillment exists somewhere else, somewhere in the future, somewhere beyond your current circumstances, somewhere beyond this moment. But the Stoics taught that life is happening now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not after success arrives right now. Think about how many beautiful moments have passed, unnoticed because your attention was trapped elsewhere. A peaceful morning, a conversation with someone you love, a quiet walk beneath the sky, a moment of gratitude. These experiences are often overlooked because the mind is too busy searching for something it believes is more important. The tragedy is not that life lacks beauty. The tragedy is that many people are too distracted to notice it. When Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, he frequently reminded himself that every day could be his last. This was not intended to create fear. It was intended to create awareness. When you remember that time is limited, many worries lose their power. The argument you keep replaying becomes less important. The opinion of strangers becomes less important. The fear of embarrassment becomes less important. Suddenly, what truly matters becomes clearer. You begin to understand that life is precious not because it lasts forever, but because it does not. Every sunrise is unique. Every conversation is temporary. Every opportunity exists only for a moment before it disappears into the past. 11. You truly understand this. You stop treating time as if it were unlimited. The mind often behaves as though there will always be another chance. Another day, another opportunity, another moment to express gratitude, another moment to tell someone you care, another moment to pursue what truly matters. But reality offers no guarantees. The Stoics did not fear this truth. They embraced it. They understood that. Awareness of mortality brings clarity to life. It reminds us to focus on what is essential and release what is trivial. Ask yourself this question. If you knew that 1 year from now your life would be completely different, would you still spend so much time worrying about small things? Would you spend hours replaying old mistakes? Would you allow criticism from strangers to control your emotions? Would you waste precious energy trying to satisfy everyone around you? Probably not, and yet most people live as though they have endless time to waste. The mind creates countless distractions because it fears simplicity. Simplicity requires presence. Simplicity requires honesty. Simplicity requires accepting reality as it is rather than constantly wishing it were different. The Stoic path is not complicated. In many ways, it is remarkably simple. Focus on what you can control. Accept what you cannot. Act with wisdom. Speak with honesty. Live with courage. Let go of what does not belong to you. Simple principles. Difficult practice. Every day presents opportunities to apply them. When someone insults you, you can choose your response. When plans change unexpectedly, you can choose your attitude. When fear appears, you can choose whether to obey it or observe it. This is where real power exists, not in controlling the world, not in controlling other people, but in controlling yourself. Most suffering comes from attempting to control things that were never ours to control in the first place. We want people to think a certain way. We want events to unfold according to our preferences. We want certainty in an uncertain world. Yet reality continues moving according to its own nature. The weather changes, people change. Circumstances change, life changes. The Stoics recognize that resistance to this truth creates endless frustration. Acceptance, however, creates freedom. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means seeing clearly. It means recognizing reality without adding unnecessary emotional resistance. Imagine standing in the rain while demanding sunshine. Your frustration changes nothing. The rain continues to fall. But the moment you accept reality, your energy becomes available for wiser action. You can seek shelter, you can adapt, you can move forward. The same principle applies to every challenge in life. When you stop fighting reality, you stop creating unnecessary suffering. You begin to conserve your mental energy for things that truly matter. Gradually, a profound transformation takes place. The mind becomes quieter, the heart becomes lighter, the future becomes less frightening, the past becomes less painful, and for the first time in a long time, you discover what it feels like to simply be present. Not trapped in yesterday, not lost in tomorrow, but fully alive in this moment. Because this moment is where your power exists. This moment is where your life exists. And this moment, if you are willing to embrace it, contains more peace than 1,000 anxious thoughts could ever provide. One of the greatest illusions of the human mind is the belief that peace will come when everything finally goes according to plan. People spend years waiting for the perfect moment. They tell themselves that 11 the problems are solved, 11 the money arrives, 11 the relationship improves, 11 the uncertainty disappears, then they will finally relax. Then they will finally be happy. Then they will finally feel at peace. But life rarely unfolds according to our expectations. There will always be another challenge, another obstacle, another unexpected turn, another situation beyond your control. If your peace depends on a problem, free life, then peace will always remain out of reach. The Stoics understood this deeply. They did not seek a life without difficulty. They sought a mind that remained steady in the presence of difficulty. This is a powerful distinction. Most people believe strength means avoiding pain. The Stoics believed strength means learning how to face pain. Without being destroyed by it, they understood that adversity is not an interruption of life. Adversity is a part of life. Think about a tree growing in a forest. The strongest trees are not protected from every storm. They become strong because they endure storms. Their roots grow deeper. Their structure becomes stronger. Their resilience increases with every challenge they survive. Human beings are no different. Every difficulty contains an opportunity to strengthen something within you. Patience, courage, discipline, wisdom, self-control. These qualities are not developed during easy times. They are developed during difficult times, yet the mind often interprets every challenge as evidence that something is wrong. The moment discomfort appears, it begins to complain. Why is this happening to me? Why is life unfair? Why can't things be easier? The Stoics would respond with a different question. What if this challenge is training you for a stronger version of yourself? What if this obstacle contains a lesson that comfort could never teach? What if the very thing you are resisting is helping you grow? These questions change your relationship with difficulty. Instead of seeing challenges as enemies, you begin to see them as teachers. This does not mean you enjoy suffering. It means you stop being surprised by it. One of the reasons people suffer so intensely is because they expect life to be easy. When reality fails to meet those expectations, frustration appears. But when you understand that challenges are a natural part of existence, you stop treating every obstacle as a personal attack. You begin to meet life with greater calm. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, how can I respond wisely? This shift is transformative. Because while you cannot always control what happens, you can always influence how you respond. Someone may criticize you. Someone may misunderstand you. Someone may reject you. Someone may leave your life. A situation may fail a plan, may collapse, but none of these events possess the power to define you unless you allow them to. The Stoics believe that your character is more important than your circumstances. Circumstances constantly change. Character remains. Money can disappear. Status can disappear. Relationships can change. Health can change. But the qualities you cultivate within yourself remain available no matter what happens around you. This is why the Stoics invested so much energy into developing their inner world. They knew that external conditions are unpredictable. Therefore, true security cannot come from them. Imagine building a house on shifting sand. No matter how beautiful the house appears, instability remains beneath it. Many people build their happiness this way. They base it entirely on things they cannot control. Then when life changes, their sense of stability collapses. The Stoic chooses a different foundation. Instead of relying on external validation, they cultivate self-respect. Instead of relying on constant comfort, they cultivate resilience. Instead of relying on certainty, they cultivate adaptability. Instead of relying on the approval of others, they cultivate inner confidence. This creates a kind of strength that cannot easily be taken away. Consider how much energy people spend trying to control how others perceive them. They worry about opinions, judgments, criticism, and expectations. They carefully shape their behavior to avoid disapproval. Yet no matter what you do, someone will misunderstand you. Someone will disagree with you. Someone will criticize you. Someone will form an opinion that has little connection to reality. This is unavoidable. The Stoics recognized that attempting to control the opinions of others is one of the fastest paths to anxiety. Your responsibility is not to manage every perception. Your responsibility is to live according to your values. If you act with integrity, honesty, and wisdom, then the opinions of others lose much of their power, because your self-worth no longer depends on external approval. It comes from within. This realization is liberating. The moment you stop seeking permission to be yourself, a tremendous burden falls away. You no longer need everyone to understand you. You no longer need everyone to agree with you. You no longer need everyone to validate your choices. You become free to live according to what you know is right, and freedom in the Stoic sense has very little to do with external circumstances. Freedom is the ability to remain master of yourself. Freedom is the ability to think clearly when emotions are intense. Freedom is the ability to act wisely when circumstances are difficult. Freedom is the ability to remain calm in a world that constantly invites you to become disturbed. As you continue this journey, you may notice something interesting. The things that 11 seemed overwhelming begin to lose their grip on you. The worries become quieter. The fears become smaller. The distractions become less persuasive, not because life has become easier, but because you have become stronger, and that strength does not come from controlling the world around you. It comes from mastering the world within you. That is the path of the Stoic, and it is a path available to anyone willing to walk it.